Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthrower here, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. In the last episode, we had, as it says on screen, the battle for Telrega, and apparently it was the idea of General Petrine to flood the surrounding area, making it hard for us to progress. But nevertheless, we were able to go in, defeat the commander, which turned out to be Jill's father, and after doing so, we're able to close the floodgates. So, as it already says, the land becomes a battlefield. That's not what I was expecting for... nope, they're not going to mention that we're still moving forward towards the Daein capital. Alright. Even though we actually kind of helped by giving them stuff, focused as they are on the overriding goal, they cannot stop to help even the innocent victims of war. That will be important in the sequel to this game. The only way they can help these people of Daein is to keep marching. The faster they reach Daein's capital of Navasa and put an end to the war, the better for everyone. So that way we will tread into Chapter 21, which I forgot the name of, Without a King. Lucky number 21, but if this is the chapter I'm thinking of, it's a longin'. Meanwhile, in the Daein Keep... That must be the sound of... Oh no, it's not, okay. Telling me that His Majesty has not yet returned? Yes, sir, we've sent many messengers, but we've yet to receive any sort of official response. The Crimean army is in our doorstep. What is His Highness thinking? If we want to protect the capital, we need a leader equal to one of the four riders, just in case. I'm sure the king has considered this. And as you could probably already guess by this conversation... Well, no, Ina's not going to say it outright. If we are unable to hold the capital, I do not believe the king will be all that upset. Ashnard does not hold a strong attachment to the country of Daein. It might be a crazy notion, but at the same time, it does make some sort of sense because you don't have any real defense holding here. Why did the king suddenly order the invasion of Crimea? On the surface, that would seem to be so. But to apply sanctions properly, it would be necessary to speak with Benyon first. Benyon is the main state. Crimea answers to her. We need Benyon's leave to make a formal declaration of war. Daein's disregard for that proceeds... I completely lost where I was... Ah, there we go. Okay, so, in short, you needed Benyon's approval to start this war, and instead of doing that, that made them surrounded on both sides, both Benyon to the south of them and Crimea to the west of them. Not only did the king not do this, he chose to invade without warning. It is the worst possible strategy. Furthermore, once the king conquered Crimea through strength of arms, he seized the castle and set up residence. And now he uses it as a stepping stone for an invasion of Gallia. Or Gallia. Which means the king's goal was never to apply sanctions or even to defeat Crimea. If Ashnard moves against Gallia, it's easy to envision Phoenicis, Kilvis, and Goldoa joining the conflict. If that happens, Benyon would be forced to ally itself with Daein rather than side with the subhumans. So the true desire of King Ashnard was not to invade Crimea, but it was designed to get the entire continent embroiled in war. And to accomplish this, the citizens of Crimea would have to be sacrificed. That would be an act of madness. The king has gained himself a new castle, and I believe he considers whatever land he occupies to be his kingdom. Daein and its people are already behind him. He need not look back. What's important is that we recognize the chance which Daein's been given. We must stop the Crimeans here. And of course, well, you know, as they mentioned, Daein is a very army-heavy country. At the same time, he's still got the, he's still got the Black Knight, he still has Petrine. He has all the four riders of Daein still with him, which is why none of them were left here to defend the capital. So apparently they have one final strategy up their sleeve in order to save the capital. However, to use it, I need you, General Kassetai. Is that an I or an L? It is an I. General Kassetai, your cooperation is imperative. If you want to win, you must trust me. Well, I guess we'll find out what our secret weapon is when we get started. So this is the Daein capital, eh? If we can defeat King Ashnard, this war will be over. Oh hey, it's the traitor, which they don't know it's the traitor yet, but we found that out last episode. Sure you have enough soldiers to lay siege to the capital. Your opponent is called the Mad King Ashnar after all. Who knows what sort of traps he has in store. Looks like every able-bodied man has been conscripted in the army, while women and children have evacuated the area. Yeah, that's also true. You know, there's no way for them to know that we would not be after the women and children, so... What happened to the Crimean people? Surely only the soldiers were in prison. You'd think so, but you'd be wrong. You'd be horribly, horribly wrong. Do you know what happens to a country that loses a war? Everything is destroyed. Homes, lands, crops, everything. And the citizens, they're not even treated as human. Crimeans, especially those near the capital where Daein's presence is strongest, are treated worse than the Lugus. And yeah, once again, that's very important in the sequel of this game as well. Not for Crimea, but for Daein, because as you can probably expect, we got this. People understand this, which is why they pay for protection in the form of taxes. For the royals and nobles who are charged with protecting the people, there is no greater sin than to be defeated in war. It's the ultimate betrayal of the people's trust. Which, that is true. The military is designed to protect their countries. But yeah, of course, we still believe in Valencia. Alright, so let's get to saving. As I've said before, I won't be turned away. If there are traps, we just fight our way through. This war ends here. Nasir, you traitor. Last battle MVP was Astrid, new allies Khalil. Alright, let's head on into the barracks and see what we can find out. Ah, no 3 stars, that's kind of a shame. Jill's back, though. People of Tauriga were the enemy, yet you treated them with kindness. I don't know how to thank you. Lady Fizzart. Oh, it's woman. Hello, woman. From Luma. This game predicted Mario Galaxy coming out just a few years after this. This game came out in 05 for those of you that don't remember. I think I mentioned that. Let's see. After that battle, I thought you'd been claimed by the Dark Angel, just like Lord Sharian, but here you are. Yep, fighting on the other side. Has been for a while. Is this your bodyguard? Ooh, so strong. You watch out for my lady here. That would be the commander of the enemy army, or your enemy, anyway. We know it was this crime. What? Wrong. Okay, even if you could assume that was the Crimeans, the floodgates were opened before we even got there. Oh, man. Hello, girl. So we have girl and woman. Jeez. Even if we have to eat mud and weeds, we'll do it. Ugh. There's honestly, there's a better way to get your required minerals in your diet than eating dirt. Oh, jeez. Yeah, don't be sorry, Jill. They're just misguided. Missed. Hello. Think we can beat King Ashnar? Yeah, we're fine. We have to. If we lose, Crimea may never be rebuilt. Missed. Again, you'll be fine. You've got a horse now. We've class changed you. You'll be fine. Don't worry. It's all good. If we're in a chat, why not go inside? Even if the snows are beginning to melt, it's still cold out here. Yeah, believe me, I know. It's freezing cold out here today. We've got a pretty bad cold front coming in from the north. Of course, you and I already know that this is not the end of the game, is getting the capital back, because A, they've already mentioned that pretty much, that Ashnard's not here. B, we've yet to fight any of the 4 riders, so, you know, that kind of also seems like a dead giveaway that we'd be fighting at least one, if not all 4 of them. And C, we've still got to get back to Crimea. No supports, alright. So, let's just take a look here. Ike looks alright. As a heart, one of your weapons got broken last round. What about the longsword? Why not? I don't remember what Zahark's stats are in Magic. Oh, 4? Yeah, no. Believe it or not, whenever I did this LP last, I gave the Sonic Sword, or it might have been the A-ranked Magic Sword, to one of my units. And they did surprisingly well with it, actually. It was really strange, but it's not completely out of the question to give them that. It's just usually it's not any good. I think we'll just give you another fire spell, because I know Soren had Meteor, so we'll just give him another L-Fire, I guess. There's really no reason for him to be holding on to that fire anyway. We can just give him L-Fires for all of these now. No reason to do otherwise. Nephany, I know I used up your Vulnerary last round. There we go. Rolf should be alright for... Well, this fight is kind of long. Give him a Silver Bow. Yeah, like I said, fair warning, if this is the chapter that I'm remembering, if this is what I think it is, this chapter is relatively long. This will probably be one of the longest turn-wise in the entire game, if not the longest. So you do want to make sure your weapons are pretty well suited. There's not like a crazy high amount of enemies, it just takes a while to get through is all. Jill looks okay. Mia, got a couple things for you. Vulnerary, first of all. And also, already got an Iron Sword and an Iron Blade and a Silver Sword. Let's just go ahead and give you just default Steel Sword. So, steel weapon's always a good choice to go with. Astrid, you need another bow. So, how about, let's see, we've got a Forged Steel, a Killer, and a Laguz bow. I'm gonna hang on to the Brave bow for later. I feel like the Silver bow's a bit overkill. We've already got a Forged Steel bow. Let's go with an Iron bow. Leaf, we can take that away from you, because you're not gonna need that. Oscar, we can take that away from you, because you're not going to need that. We'll give him the Short Spear. He did pretty well with that in the start of the game. Mist looks fine. Fair warning, if, like I said, once again, if this is the chapter I think of, you are going to want, I believe, a Restore Staff. Is it? Yeah, okay, it is a Restore Staff. Because there's an enemy mage/healer pretty late in the level that likes putting your enemy or your allies to sleep, and they're fairly accurate too. I think they get 3 uses on the staff that they use, so just a fair warning, you might want to keep a Restore Staff handy in case that is to happen, because likely it will. Grayson, don't need anything. Everybody else we're not using. So that looks to be okay. How many units am I actually using? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11? That should work. I'm trying to think. I don't remember how many units there are in-game, but I'd say somewhere between 10 and 15 is how many units you want to have pretty much chosen to be in your endgame, so... You're only missing 2 experience rolls, so I'll just go ahead and give you this level. I would have liked a little bit more, but what are you going to do? Jill, go and do the same for you. Wow, defense is at 20, that's crazy. Not really for a Wyvern unit, but most of my units that I typically go for are not high defense units, so... Leaf will get you into double digits for your level. Anybody else relatively close to a level? I'm not going to worry about Astrid. 27's what it caps at, okay. I thought it was an odd number, so I'm glad I wasn't making that up. And we'll start working on Ike for getting the rest of his levels, because we need him to get... We don't need him to get there super fast, but we need to get him to 20 within, like, the next... I want to say it's chapter, like, 26 or 7. We need to get him at level 20 by then, so we need to start moving him up and getting him more levels. So... it's not that uncommon the first time you play this game through to give Ike every single boss kill after he class changes. I'm pretty sure that's what I ended up doing my first playthrough. So if you feel like that you're running really far behind and you're using your bonus experience on somebody else, you can do that. So I'm gonna hold on to the rest of it. That gets him to level 10, so that's pretty decent. And once you get him to level 20, if there's any stats that you're kind of falling behind in, that you shouldn't be, so strength, skill, speed, and defense, and by extension HP. So yeah, I would say primarily defense, speed, skill, strength, and health. So resistance doesn't matter too much, luck doesn't matter too much, and magic doesn't matter too much. But if any of those are running like really, really low, then that's where I would say use your stat boosting items for. His weapon level will not matter, just fair warning about that. Everybody else should be pretty close. So Hark's at B, so pretty close to silver weapons. Soren's at C for fire and staff, so that's good. Jill's at A, which is good. Ralph's at A. Nephenie's still got a little ways to go. I need to start using her more. Leaf doesn't have one because she uses her claws. Astrid's at A, Mia's at A, Mist is at B, which is still very good. Oscar's at A. Okay, so overall, A, B, maybe C, but you want to try to get it closer to A and B's right now so you can start getting ready for the silver weapons. As for skills, Provoke and Smite were the only two that I got there, and I don't think I really want to give those to either person. Smite's not really that useful. Provoke can be useful. But Smite, maybe if you're playing on hard, there's a couple instances, but generally, no, it's not that useful. I could give Provoke to Oscar, I guess, but I'm not going to worry about it. If it seems like it'll come in handy later, then I'll use it, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. Is there any item I can sell that I don't need? Yeah, well, that. Now, hold on to it, because I know later on you get a staff that can restore your weapon usage back to full, so maybe I'll use it there. I was thinking more along the lines of what's down here. I am just going to go ahead and sell Smite, because there's no reason for me to keep it. Anything else? I would say one thing you can sell is the statue frags. These increase the user's build, which basically increases their weight, and I think I already talked about this, but once again, increasing their weight makes it to where the higher your weight is, you'll be able to shove people that are a lower weight than you. So that's what their use is. I really don't care about these too much because generally, you know, usually you can tell who's a heavier unit, like your knights are going to be heavier than your mages, etc., so on and so forth. So I'm not really a fan of these, so if you want to sell them, they're worth a decent amount of money. Keep everything else though. I could have sworn I used the boots already. This might be a level to actually use the boots for, because, like I said, this one's pretty long, so anybody with low movement, let's see, 7, 7, 6, 7, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 8. So yeah, Soren's the lowest, which is not a surprise because it's, you know, mage sage unit. Not a big shock there. And I usually end up giving it to him. Part of me's thinking about giving it to Ike, though. That's a tough call, actually. I didn't think it would be that difficult to figure out. I'm going to go ahead and forge another weapon while I'm trying to think about it, so Nephanie will go ahead and start getting your forged weapon ready. I'll start with her... Whoop, nope, didn't mean to do that. Start with her throwing lance, and then I'll go to the silver one in a second. Do I want to give Ike or Soren? That is a good question. I did not really think about that. Wow, that's not very expensive for a maxed out javelin, but whatever. Same type attack bonus, because Pokemon. And her uniform's blue, so we'll go with blue. And put it in Goblin. No, I think I'm going to give it to Ike. Because later on, Soren is going to be using Physic to heal, and that's a distance thing, so... Yeah, well, no. I also need him to still be able to move pretty well. I'm gonna say give it to Soren because Ike's already got the Night Ring, actually. And so he can move back if he needs to, so we'll give it to Soren. But yeah, in using this, either Ike or somebody that you know for a fact you're taking to endgame with low movement, which is probably going to be your Sages. Not really Mist because her movement goes from 5 to 8, which is why I didn't use it on her, because I knew she was getting that +3 movement. And whenever a Mage class changes into a Sage, their movement goes from 5 to 6, so they only get 1 extra movement space. So this kind of helps make up for it. Because now the lowest movement we have is 7, which is what most units have, is 7. Everybody else has 8 or 9, so... Well, Rayson has 5, but Rayson's kind of on the fence whether I'm going to use him or not. I think that'll do. I did not realize we were already at 20 minutes, so for anybody that's watching the base conversations, there's your video. Let's go ahead and jump in. So the castle gates have opened. Making us lay siege would be far and away to their advantage. I have no idea what they're playing at. So apparently we're just gonna run in. Alright, cool. Seems like a good idea. Hello. Yeah. Crimea Falls is a general named Ike. Perhaps he knows no procedure. Perhaps he relies solely on instinct. Don't know if he's brave or merely reckless. It's unbelievable. He kind of both, really. Close the gate and seal off their escape route. The contest will be decided here. It's time for the final measure you spoke of earlier. Will you show us what His Majesty left for us? What could possibly allow us to destroy an army in one fell swoop, provided we can herd them here? No matter what I show you, do not be shocked. You must continue to trust me without question. It turns out... and then he freaks out. So yes, Ina is in fact a dragon of Goldoa. And pink. She's very pink, as you can already tell. Alright guys, good luck. You're gonna get slaughtered one by one, but good luck. Yep, of course. We're trapped in the castle. Run to where? Guys, seriously, don't panic. Chill out. Could be. The goal obviously isn't to divide our troops and reduce our fighting strength. We're all packing here together. Whatever they're planning, it appears they want us all to experience it at the same time. Alright, let's see what we can do. Put together an elite team and head for the throne room. Choose the members of the team with care. Everything will rest on their shoulders. That's always the case, though, isn't it? Yeah, you can tell by looking at the map why I said this map takes a while. Alright, choosing units. Yes. Rayson, not really recommended. If you want him for the first couple turns to move somebody an extra, X amount, you could do it that way, but I'm not going to. Tanith I don't need. You will need thieves for this one, because there are treasure chests. Let's bring our friends back in here. That should do. But yeah, there's plenty of treasure chests. This room's got 2, I believe. This one has 2. This one has 1. I want to say there's 2 in here. There's quite a bit. There's another 2 in here. I don't know why you can see in this room and not the rest of them, but that's how it is. As far as this goes, this is going to sound weird. It seems like you do the opposite, but put your high movement units out first. Your thieves are going to go in the back over here on the left because they're basically just there to, they'll just run in whenever there's no more units left, and then they'll just essentially grab the treasure chests and follow you. So they're kind of just the cleanup crew of sorts. You are going to get reinforcements as you travel around this map, so, obviously expect that. Move Neffany pretty close to the front line here. I do want to try to get her up higher because she's only level 3. I need to get her much higher than that, but then again, most of my units are around that, but she's only at weapon level C, and that kind of concerns me a little bit, so I'm going to try to use her a little bit more here. Aside from that, looking over the map, As you can see, you'll go off to the right here and up this area. There's 2 different pathways you can take. This one will take you to a door with your treasure chest, and you can go around and up to here and then back over to your left. Or you can take this pathway up here. This will let you go either to the left and avoid all the stuff up here, including the halfway boss, which I think this is the first time they've had one. This is not the boss. Obviously, Ina is. Or you can go back up here. Once you've taken care of everything up here, you go down here, and you can either go around the left-hand side right here, or down the right-hand side over here, and then you'll be able to go up into the throne room right there. So yeah, it is a gigantic map. Other things to note is it this guy? I think it's this guy. This guy has the staff I was mentioning, Sleep. This puts an enemy unit to sleep for a short time. Minimum range is 5 spaces. He has 3 uses on this, and he's surprisingly accurate with it, so since he is surprisingly accurate, you do want to restore staff with you, maybe even 2 if you bring one with Soren. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to keep Mist out of the line of fire for it. But just fair warning about that. A thief will show up, don't remember what turn, but a thief will show up over here, so you do want to be quick enough to get through it to where they will not run out and start stealing your treasure chests. In addition, there's also a recruitable unit right here. This is Tornado. You just recruit him with Ike, so you will have the unit you need for this. He has an occult scroll, which will come in handy if you have anything you want there. The boss, Ina, is a red dragon, as we already mentioned, kind of obvious. Okay, it's just going to say that. If you played the sequel to this game, Radiant Dawn, in Radiant Dawn, the range for a dragon can be either 1 or 2 spaces. However, in this game, it is only 1, so you can attack her from a range. She will not move. However, once again, she has a demi-band, kind of like Miriam did when we fought him back in the desert level, so she will not be transforming back at any time. Her stats are pretty high as well, even with those penalties she takes. You know, still a pretty good-sized threat, so you will want to watch out for that. Aside from that, there's not too much to worry about. The midway boss is not that bad. He does have a brave weapon, and his stats are, you know, just kind of low, mid-teens across the board at a level 9 general. He's not crazy strong. He does have a brave lance, though, so you might want to watch for that. Aside from that, you'll be seeing reinforcements just gradually as you come out. The first one will show up here. Some other ones will show up here. So, you know, they're just going to come and try to get you from behind, basically. With that being said, let's go ahead and save our game one last time and get started.